Hey everybody, welcome back to the Brandy Yvonne channel. Of course, I'm your girl, Brandy Yvonne. Here at my channel, you all know we do fun reviews, recaps, and discussions of all of our favorite shows, y'all. This particular video, we are talking about Love and Marriage DC, y'all. I said it like that because I was not excited to do this review. The episode gave very much filler, but it is leading up to the Getaway Winter Wonderland retreat. So I ain't mad at it. I just got sick of all the petty drama, no pun intended. Anyway, y'all, please don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, y'all. Hit that thumbs up button, okay? Please watch the video all the way through if you are enjoying the content. Share the video where you like to share your video. Hit the bell for the post notifications, y'all, and comment down below. Let me know what y'all thought of the episode. Also, if you are a fan of Love is Blind, I did review episodes 1 through 6. There's 2 videos. I split them up. 1 through 3 is the first video. Then the second video is 4 through 6. Please go support and watch it. Also, watch all the other channels that are reviewing Love is Blind. I know JB Says What is reviewing it. I know Miss Care Speaks is reviewing it. Misha reviewed it. Random Thoughts podcast, those 2 guys reviewed it. So go support all of the Black content, especially for Black History Month. Anywho, also help a girl out this algorithm because it's playing right now. But anywho, let's get into this review. It hopefully won't be long, okay? Because I gotta make some chicken, y'all. And we gotta go back to work already tomorrow. It just feel like the 3-day weekend went by really quick. Was it just me? Anyway, let's talk about it. All right, so basically the episode picks up where we left off in this scene. No, it's not the scene you see behind me. It was the scene from last week's video. Anyway, where Ashley is kicking out the Petties, aka Joy and Clifton. And Clifton, she was like saying something about Joy. Oh, because she was saying to Clifton, oh, you think, I'm jealous of Joy. And then he leaned in and said, I'm trying to figure out what your problem is. And then she's like, no, you need to back up. You need to back up. Now, and then he's like, oh, what? I can't lean. He's like, I can't lean this way. I can't lean that way. And so producers are just trying to get them out of there. And he then Ashley proceeds to call him sassy and say he a big A, B, and all this stuff. And I just didn't like it. And Joy did like get her together a little bit. She was like, no, you don't, he is not a B. Do not be calling him that. I was like, she did a little bit more than Tisha did. So anyway, I didn't like, first of all, I don't like the whole women calling men B words and sassy. I don't like that in general. It just makes me a little bit uncomfortable. And I especially don't like it when it's not warranted. Like, in my opinion, Clifton wasn't giving sassy or B word in this moment. Now, did he get sarcastic with her and kind of amp it up by doing all this? Was that necessary? No. Um, could he have worked better to de-escalate the situation? Yes. Did he have to? No. Was he leaning in aggressively? I don't think so. Now I could see, because he's a big tall man in stature, that I could see how somebody, if they're a lot more petite than him, I'm going to say I can see how someone could take it that way. But even watching it, didn't feel that way. Like, he wasn't like leaning towering her in her face. So I'm still asking the question, Ashley, what did Clifton do to you? Because he really didn't do anything to you, girl. But now you going to tell Quik, and Quik is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna handle him and all this stuff. And I just got tired of this. Like, I'm just sick of it. I'm sick of it, y'all. So, anyway, it is going back and forth. And then Joy and Clifton were just sitting there smiling at each other. And then Ashley is yelling at them. She's like, yeah, I see y'all smiling at each other. And she cursing them out and stuff. I'm like, they're not even bothering you at this point. And so she's telling them to leave. And they like, well, at least we got our food and our alcohol. I said, I know that's right. So they said, they tired of going places, getting kicked out. They're like, well, both of us got kicked out this time. Looked like Jamie and Erana was over it as well. Now, DJ Quik was somewhere else. I think he was going to go DJ a party or something, or get ready for that. Erana said in her confession that she is very, very embarrassed. She don't know what's going on. So the Petties left. All right. So then the next morning we do see, and we're going to have to rehash the conversation out with everybody. So the next morning we see Ashley walking her dog. I forgot that dog's name. It's a cute dog though. Walking her dog with her husband DJ Quick Silva. So Ashley said, every time she tried to have a good time, stuff go wrong. She didn't even want to invite them. She said, her dog barks every time Joy would come over. She's like, I should have trusted my dog. He knows better. She's like, this he his mama's son. If he don't like nobody, I don't like nobody. I'm like, okay, girl. So Quick was like, did you even get to watch the game? And Ashley was like, no, I kept getting interrupted. And so he was like, well, what happened? So she proceeds to tell him what happened. And she was like, yeah, Clifton's old big old burly ass. And, he gonna lean over my face and all this stuff. And he was like, yeah, I didn't like that. Once Ashley told me, what happened, I immediately called Clifton because he must not know who I am. I'm DJ Quick, but you mess with my family, I could be something else you don't even know. And I'm just like, Quick, are you really? And Ashley just got looking at him, pumping him up in the confessional. And I'm like, is this for real? So then, they're talking about everything, rehashing it. And Quick said he called Clifton. Clifton acted like he didn't know what happened, what went wrong. And Ashley said that, she didn't like it because, she don't know Clifton like that. She keeps telling them she doesn't know them like that. She's not friends with them like that. But my thing is, Ashley, you said you are responsible for getting them on the show. So, but all of a sudden you don't know them? Okay, girl. So Ashley said that she hasn't spent a lot of time with Clifton. However, every woman that she's talked to that knows Clifton said, oh, how is he around you? Because, he always tries to get into it with women. Clifton don't give me that vibe. I mean, we don't know him. We got to know a little bit of him on Ready to Love. We didn't see him get into it with any women really there. We only saw the Takia drama. But I don't know. Does he get into it with women? I don't know. I do feel like he could have de-escalated that situation with Ashley better, though. I do feel like him getting sarcastic back didn't help anything, right? So, then, Quick is saying, I talked to Jamie. Jamie said they were just standing there watching. They didn't know, they thought they were just having a discussion. And so Jamie is saying, like, he just thought they were having a talk. Like, he didn't see no issue with it. So Quick and Ashley are upset now because they feel like Erana and Jamie Tyler were just sitting there watching like they're watching a basketball game. And every time, there's an issue with the Pettys and the Silvas, the Tylers don't jump in and have their back. And I'm like, well, what were Jamie and Erana supposed to do? What were they supposed to do? I feel like if they would have jumped in, it would have escalated the situation more. Like, it wasn't a situation where they needed to jump in, and that's my opinion. It wasn't a situation where they needed to involve themselves, right? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Should Jamie have intervened or should Erana have jumped in? I don't know. So they don't like that the Tylers are not having their backs, and Ashley already feels like Erana has picked Joy's side. Okay, so Clifton, DJ Quick is like, yeah, I'm gonna have to, we're gonna have to handle this with Clifton. And I'm just like, really, are you? So all right. Okay, so then moving on from that, thank God. The next scene we see is the Tylers are going over to Joy and Clifton's house. They're doing like a dress up thing. Okay. They're having a couple's night. This is Jamie's first time over there. He's like, where are we going? He did congratulate them on their house, and the realtor did a great job. Or is it realtor? I know everybody debates this. Is it realtor or realtor? Y'all let me know in the comments. So anyway, they ate some food. Now they was carrying their plates and their drinks in their hand. And I was like, why they can't just sit down and eat? They had to go see the costumes they're about to put on. I'm like, but can we sit down and eat first? Like, I don't want to hold my plate, my drink in my hand when I know you got all this house. And their house was very much giving, we ain't finished moving in yet because they had all them plants. And I was like, Joy, are you sure you watering them plants? They was looking like they was dying a little bit, but I ain't judging because I'll be killing plants. So I just gave up with the green thumb for me. But when I was looking on a bookshelf, now I got a similar shelf like that in my house, and they had like 2 or 3 shelves in the middle were full, and then the tops and the bottom shelves didn't have nothing on it. So I said, oh, they not done moving in yet. And you can tell by the kitchen, they ain't done unpacking yet. Okay, but I think it's because Clifton had his back surgery, so he was holding up production with that. Anyway, so Joy said they're gonna have a fun couples night where they're gonna dress up like each other, and Irena brought some stuff. I'm assuming she brought over clothes for her and Jamie. So they switched, they had to dress up as their partner and be their partner for like the rest of the night. So they were good sports about it. So first the women dressed like the men, and Joy couldn't get her voice like quite deep like Clifton's, but he was she was definitely emulating him. It was funny to watch, and it was funny to watch Erana emulate Jamie, and she was like, "Yeah, I know, that's my man right there. I know him. That's my man. That's my man. Yeah, I can't help it. I know everybody. I know everybody." I was cracking up because Jamie was like, I do know everybody. I do know everybody." He's like, "I didn't know. I've been popular since I was 12 years old. Hey, my fault. Been popular since I was 12 years old." I was like, she did sound like Jamie though, and she did look like him. She put on like his sweatsuit or something. So then, the men had to go and put on their clothes like a lady. So I guess Clifton was acting like Joy does when she wakes up in the morning. I guess she looks like a hippie. She has on a dashiki. She's watering the plants and speaking to them, which is not a side of Joy we've got to see. So I thought that was interesting. And then Jamie was doing Irena. He had the bob. The bob was bobbing, Jamie. The bob was bobbing. He was like, "Yeah, let me take a picture. Let me get my good side." Because, the people in DC, we going to talk. I was cracking up. Even Irena in the confessional was like, "Yeah, your bob was bobbing." It was funny. So then they rehashed the whole thing of what happened at the basketball game. And Joy had let us know she already knew Irena was about to bring it up, but she want to have a good time first. And so they were talking about it, and Jamie was saying how, like, DJ Quik needs to basically get a hold of his wife, not get a hold of her, but like realize that she doesn't take accountability. And Irene was saying the same thing. Like right now, she's not taking any accountability for her actions. And so they were talking about what happened, and Joy and Clifton were laughing in their confessional how they both had gotten kicked out of Ashley's events now. And what's her name? Joy says she's been kicked out twice now. Okay, so um Clifton was like, "Okay, it's me doing all this. Is that being sassy? Like that's sassy?" Like he's like, "I don't care what you call me." And he said when they were sitting there in the scene talking that he would have apologized. If he felt like he did something wrong, he would have been like, "We've been drinking. I'm sorry. If I offended you in any way." Do y'all think he should have just apologized anyway and squashed it? I don't know. The way Ashley is, you kind of can't do that because then she's gonna hold it over you. I don't know. And to me, he didn't do anything wrong. The only issue I had with Clifton is you're a big man, so you do have to kind of watch that, and you could have de-escalated it instead of escalating it. But that's the only issue I had. I didn't feel like he did anything to Ashley. So, but that's just me, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. So, like I said, they were sitting there rehashing everything. Irena was like, I felt so bad. I don't even know how we got to this. And Joy's like, "You need to ask Ashley." And she was like, she was wrong in this situation, just like she was wrong at the Christmas party. She's like, and I'm glad everybody else was around to see it. And, Jamie started talking about, when he talked to Quik, and he was like, "I didn't see, no problem with it." And so, James like, "I know he called you, Clifton. He kind of threatened you, right?" And Clifton was like, "No, it wasn't so much a threat, but he was like, yeah, we're gonna have to handle this. We got to figure this out." And they were like, "Handle it? Like what?" And so I'm just like, "Quick, like what's gonna happen, sir? What's gonna happen?" So Uranus like, "Maybe we can sit down and y'all can have a conversation." And Joy's like, "No, we ain't doing that again. No." At this point, I don't think they could sit down and have a conversation. Clifton feels like it's been too much damage done, and I don't know, y'all. I just don't know. But I'm ready for them to move on. Like I'm tired of this now. I'm getting about tired of it. I think what's made it worse for me is like the men are now at odds, and that's the part that's when it gets like ugh for me. It's getting icky. But anyway, all right. So then we see Winter go to visit Ashley. So Ashley is working on recording her book. Looked like she was in DJ Quick's like studio thing, his radio show. So she was recording her book, and so Winter came to visit. And so Ashley was like, "Hell has frozen over," and they had the snowflakes falling. I said, "Production be coming through on them love and marriages. Don't that go on, Carlos?" So Winter came to support Ashley, and she was like, "Yeah, you sound good, girl." And so Ashley was telling her about what happened at the basketball game and how Joy got kicked out. And so Winter, or actually, first of all, I was asking Winter, how are you and your man, girl? And she was like, we're good, and she was like, you never know, we might run off and get married. Well, Ashley's, I'll be a bridesmaid in your wedding. And I was like, girl, really? You're that close to Ashley now, all of a sudden you'll be a bridesmaid, a maid of honor. Okay. So Winter's, I'm not having another wedding. Like, if I get married, I'm gonna come back, married, basically. So Ashley was like, "Girl, that's the trend these days, anyway." So Joy, Winter in her confession was like, "Okay, well, I caught that shade. That was shade towards Joy." And I'm like, "Girl, we caught it. You didn't have to tell us." So then, they're talking, and Winter's explaining how she feels like Irena has taken Joy's side, and um Winter's like, well, that's a tough place to be in the middle. And Ashley thing is like, well, like I was in the middle of Sherrell and Irena, and I never felt uncomfortable, and I never took a Sherrell side or just took Irena's side. I didn't take any side, so I don't really understand. And so, but that's you, Ashley. Everybody's going to handle the situation differently. Like, you can't expect Irena to handle the situation of being in the middle the way you would, Ashley. That's my thing. Ashley want everybody to do things the way she do them and bow down to her. And then if you don't, then that is it. So Winter was saying, maybe you need to talk to Irena about it, tell her how you feel. Because Irena's saying, I can't believe I'm saying it. I mean, Ashley was saying, I can't believe I'm saying this, but, I really do, miss her. I feel like we're not as close as we used to be and all this stuff. And like, they come to her and her whole family come to my house. They're like extended family to us. And so I feel like everything's different now. And so she feels like her and Irena's relationship have been different since the Christmas party. Okay, so next scene we see is, and we're gonna go out of order, y'all. We do see Winter is planning a winter getaway for the group. She's looking at like the Airbnbs or houses and things to do in the area. So Yusuf comes over and he's like, yeah, y'all see how she was looking when she came to the door. Yusuf ready to get it popping. And I think abstinence is not the thing for him. Anyway, so she's letting him know. Well, Winter also let us know that they're about to celebrate their first Valentine's Day together, y'all. So um she let him know, like, hey, I'm planning a winter getaway. He was like, what do you think that looks like? And so he was like, I don't know. You said winter, snow, cabin, I don't know. And so then she's like, yeah, I'm gonna get all the group together. We're gonna have a vacation. We're gonna have a getaway. She's like, I'm gonna invite all the couples. And then he's like, all in one roof. He's like, you gonna hire security? Like, you gonna basically force them to get along? And she says she's going to force them to get along. She asked him what he thought about it, but he was like, well, for our first Valentine's Day, like, I thought it would just be me and you. And she's like, no, like, we're going to spend time together, but I want to bring my friends together as well. Basically, production said we need somebody to plan a group trip. Winter, it's on you. And it makes sense, right? Because Winter doesn't have allegiance to anyone right now. Because Ashley planned a trip, Joy and Clifton couldn't come. Irena and Jamie could technically plan the trip. No, because Irena doesn't like Sherrell. So Winter is the only person that could plan the trip because she doesn't have an issue with anybody, right? She's neutral right now, which makes sense. All right, so then we do see Sherrell. Finally, we see Sherrell again. Sherrell looks good. I'm good with giving Sherrell a clean start. I know last season I wasn't really here for Sherrell. Sherrell had to grow on me, okay? The way I wasn't here for Winter, I was not here for Sherrell. Well, you know what? Sherrell's grown on me. I will say that's the nice thing. I kind of said this before in another review, but I've kind of felt like Carlos made us take this long break with Love Mercy C to make us like the characters more, because there were characters we didn't like, and like Sherrell Winter, and now we're okay with them because we ain't seen them in a long time. That's just my opinion. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. But Sherrell looked good in her confessional. She looked good in the scene. And so she's just saying she feels like she's meeting with Ashley, first of all, because they both want to work away from the house. Ashley feels like she's having a hard time being creative in the house with the kids, and Sherrell wanted the same thing. Sherrell said she feels like she's going through some functional depression, like she's being at home more with the kids, and she's trying to work and trying to do things with Black, and it's just not working out. And she feels like it's hard to get out of bed, but she has a 2-year-old. She can't get out the bed. She got to get out of bed for the 2-year-old. I didn't know Sherrell had a 2-year-old. Anyway, I guess she had just had a baby last season. I don't remember that. If y'all remember, let me know in the comments. I don't remember that. That's the negative of them taking so damn long because we don't remember nothing, right? So, what was I saying? We talking about Sherrell and Ashley, right? So they both saying like, yeah, girls hard to work it out, be creative, da da. Sherrell said her black hired new management. And they're gonna help them because they used to just doing everything on their own. She feels like they've hit a creative ceiling because they could just easily do a podcast, easily do a news thing, and not trying to brag, but they want to break out and do so many other things and be the creative. You have so many ideas and it's kind of hard to get organized and get things done. So Ashley and her were just both sharing on what they're going through and going through similar things. And that was good. We got to see that side of Sherrell because I feel like we didn't get that side of Sherrell before. So that was pretty cool to me. Um, then I believe we get the last scene where Winter is meeting up with Erana and Ashley, right? So when Erana, that blue and those shoes you had on, girl, I need that outfit. I need those shoes. Erana never disappoints me with the fashions. Love to see what Irana's wearing. Love to see her wigs. Love her. So Ashley said that every time, what's her name? Irana reaches out to her, she feels like she's just checking the temperature. She's like, how's the weather? She's like, girl, say hello. So Winter came bearing gifts, and the girls are all, catching up. And Irana's like, girl, how did this happen, you and Winter? So she's like, well, Winter, she came to support me with my book. And Ashley gave Winter a signed autograph copy of her book and said, dear Snowflake, and whatever she wrote. And she said, from the original Gutter Barbie. Oh my god. So Ashley shared in her confessional that she gave, Winter, she's like, I gave Winter an autographed copy of my book, she was the only one that didn't purchase it. So I had to give her a copy. She's like, she's one of my biggest fans. I was like, girl, stop. So I will say, Ashley, as much as she's getting on my nerves right now, she's totally irrational and unreasonable. She is very much giving like real housewives energy, and I love it. Okay, she's actually, I ain't gonna take it from her, hate her or love her. She is killing it on this show right now, even though she's getting on my damn nerves. Okay, with the things she expects of people. However, she is killing it. Like her reads and what she says, even in the confessionals, is giving very much a real housewife. I say you gotta come through, Ashley. I ain't mad at it, girl. You just need to be more reasonable because you ain't making sense. But you're childish. So here's what it is though. Side note, Irana says she don't know what Ashley's problem could be. Like maybe she's jealous of Joy, or maybe she's jealous of her and Irana getting closer, Joy and Irana getting closer. She said maybe it's issues with her mom and feeling abandoned and all this stuff. And I was like, Irana, I don't know if you should have went there, but okay, girl. So anyway, back, the girls are at a seafood restaurant, by the way. Winter said they fell apart at the seafood restaurant. Now they, coming back together at another seafood restaurant. So we didn't get to see the food though. Anyway, so the girls are talking, and so like I said, Ashley said she gave Winter an autographed copy of the book, and because she was the only one who didn't buy the book. All right, so the girls are talking, and so Ashley basically shared that she talked to Winter about what she was going through to Irana. She's like, yeah, I feel like me and you haven't seen each other a lot, and Irana's like, girl, we talk, and Ashley's like, no, not really. And so Irana's like, well, girl, I've been real busy. Okay, I've been real busy. And so Winter's like, I know I'm not, a successful relationship coach, but I still could do some life coaching. And she was saying, yeah, Ashley was sharing that she was really hurt by, everything going on. And Irana's like, girl, for real? Like, yeah, she was like, oh, you miss me or whatever, you love me. She's like, yeah, girl, I love you. And so Irana's like, I've been missing you too. Like, I love you too, girl. Like, we good, we fine. And so Ashley's like, yeah, Winter came to support me. And so she's like, you didn't plan nothing, Irana? Something like that, she said. So Irana's like, I'm telling you, girl, like, I've been busy. And so Ashley, in her confessional, was like, everyone's busy. I'm a mom. I gotta, take care of my kids, have sex with my husband, all of that. She's like, I know I'm not doing TikTok, but I'm busy with stuff as well. And she was like, Erana, if she wants to maintain the D in our friendship, then she needs to make time for me. I'm like, girl, stop. Now I'm not busy doing TikTok. I was cracking up with that part because Raina and Jamie do the TikTok. Ashley does natural shade. I love it. Love it. Love it. But you crazy girl. So anyway, and Ashley's like, oh, she just needs to spend more time with me. And I'm like, girl. And Ashley was talking about how important it is to like spend time with your friends and be there with your friends. Some point in the episode, she's talking about that. And I was like, girl, do you really know what that means? Because I feel like you pick and choose. Anyway, Winter tells them to open their gifts, and they open their gifts up. Oh, another side note before we get to the gifts. When the Tylers and the Pettys were talking, Jamie was saying Clifton was saying like he gets it, Quik is going to take up for his wife. But if your wife is wrong, that's another thing. And Jamie and was kind of touching on the same thing. Like Quik, he knows, even though nobody saw Clifton disrespect Ashley, Jamie's like he knows how his wife is, and he really needs to like look at that. But Quik is not. Quik is, he's up her butt, so he ain't gonna look at it. They both are very much like we sit on a high horse. They both were talking about how like, oh, if we have a problem with somebody, we're just going to come to them directly. That's what we do. Yes, we do. And the confessional, and I was like, oh, I'm just sick of him. I'm sick of him. Anyway, like I said, Winter had a gift. I just wanted to make sure we talked about that real quick, y'all. Anyway, Winter had the gifts, and they opened the gifts, and they realized they get invited to the retreat, the Winter Wonderland getaway. That she has a fake snow or something in the bag. Ashley was like, well, who all invited? Who all coming? She's like, you guys are invited. You can bring your boot things. And she said, I also invited the Duncans and I also invited the Pettys. Now, I don't know if Erana and Sherrell still got an issue. I guess we'll see on the retreat. Ashley was like, oh, let me check my calendar because now I might be busy. But Carlos set this trip up, so everybody has to go. It's a cast trip. Anyway, I thought we were going to see some of the cast trip on this episode, but they're saving it for next episode. I guess that's why this episode was giving very much filler. Anyway, y'all, don't forget to check out the review for Ready to Love. Also, I forgot to mention that the Love is Blind reviews are up as well. When Love is Blind drops more episodes, we'll definitely do those reviews. Maybe we'll do it live. I'm debating on that. Anyway, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll talk to y'all again soon. Bye.